Are you a brand new home care agency looking to go ahead and get your start on your first couple clients to start scaling your agency to multiple clients, right? If so, this is going to be the video for you. Okay, this is going to be a video on home care marketing specifically for new agencies, giving them, giving you guys an idea of exactly where you should go ahead and start looking for your first couple of clients. Okay, so just real quick on introduction on me. My name is Elias Benedith, and I've made it my mission, right, especially through these type of YouTube videos, to go ahead and help agencies build and fill their pipelines with clients. Okay, and so pretty much what we do here at my company, Adfelt, is we help home care agencies get more clients by building better marketing systems for them. So we build systems like helping them get more qualified leads, convert those leads into assessments, and get more clients to refer the agencies, all these different types of systems. Okay. And if you guys do need help with any of that, you guys can go ahead and go down below. There's going to be a link where you can go ahead and speak to me or my team on how exactly this would look like for your agency. Now, let's get a quick overview on what we'll be talking about on this video. So I want to go ahead and give you some unique insights based off specifically where you're at in your agency and kind of give you, some tips on what you should do. Timeline of how to grow your client base through marketing. And then finally, a little bonus gift at the end. So make sure you go ahead and stick around so you can go ahead and get that free bonus gift. Now, real quick, I need to make it a quick point. Marketing is the lifeblood of any agency's new revenue. Okay, without it, you'll slowly fade out of existence. This is why, several agencies, even the biggest ones, franchise level, they are doing marketing, right? They never stop. Even though they've already created a brand that is known nationwide, even internationally, they still market to go ahead and keep growing. Okay, so remember, this business is all about relationships, right? So if you're not networking, if you're not marketing, networking is a form of marketing, then you're never going to grow. Okay, so real quick, we're going to reference a video I had about a roadmap. Okay, you can go ahead and check it out. I'll have a video in the description linking to that video, pretty much giving you a quick roadmap on what you should be doing from 0 to 10, 10 to 50, 50 to 100, and pretty much advancing to each level of that stage for your home care agency. Okay, so in this roadmap, we will go ahead and be referencing this specific part of 0 to 10 clients, how you can go ahead and pretty much follow these steps here, going into a bit more detail, and finally, to be able to go to that next level in the roadmap. So real quick, I don't know if you notice, the goal here is to go ahead and get stable recurring revenue and your first clients, and as well as testimonials. Okay, so here, the way you want to be spending your time is you want to have heavy personal effort on marketing, attend community events, build relationships with social workers, and we're going to get into, the really specifics now. Okay, so real quick, quick timeline. Okay, number one, you need to understand your advantage. Okay, whether you're a big agency or a small agency, everybody has their advantage. Okay, big agency is, let's say for example, they can pretty much staff people relatively quickly and get into somebody's house and give them care, right? A small agency, I would say what tends to be their advantage is they can provide really personalized, very familiar care and not have, say, for example, 7 to 8 caregivers switching constantly, right? A lot of people, they want a familiar person, a familiar face in their home. They don't want to be inviting just random people all the time. So, again, everybody has their advantage, and this is something that you want to include as part of your marketing, right? Hey, yes, look, I'm not that big of an agency. I'm just starting out, but I can definitely, treat you like I would treat my mom, right? Something along those lines. That would be your advantage. You need to understand that, because that'll pretty much be the messaging that'll go throughout all your marketing, especially when you're in this stage. Number two, the first people you want to reach out and you want to market to is your warm network. This includes family, friends, people on social media that follow you. You want to go ahead and reach out to you because people who know you will trust you more than a random stranger. So in order to go ahead and get your first reps in, really get comfortable with talking about your business, understanding that advantage, how to communicate that best, reach out to people you already know, right? This is going to be a lot better time for you, and you're most likely going to go ahead and convert at least one person. Let's say 100 people, right? Which more people, typically know more than 100 people, or follow more than 100 people. You're going to at least be able to get one client. Out of 100, somebody's going to know somebody that, can go ahead and give you your first client. Okay, so Of course, you can imagine as you go ahead and get better at this, you'll obviously get more clients, but really reach out to that warm network. Don't be shy. I understand this might be your first business, and if it's not, just know that, you definitely want to go ahead and try the people that are going to be closest to you first before talking to random strangers. So, number 3, okay, this is where, pretty much the most common form and pretty much the oldest form of getting clients in a home care agency is in-person marketing, guerrilla marketing. It goes through many different names, but pretty much this is where you'll be reaching out to facilities. So let's say clinics, doctors' offices, let's say, nursing homes, hospitals, okay, with the idea of landing a referral partner. Now, this is one of the highest impact things you can do for your agency, okay, which is getting a referral partner, as a referral partner can give you, say, anywhere between 1 to around 2, 3, 4 referrals a week. Okay, a week. So you can imagine if you land just one of them, you can easily start seeing your first 10, 20 clients within a couple months, which is insane growth for somebody who's just starting out. Okay, so this is definitely going to be worth your time. And the goal here is consistency and persistence. Okay, be persistent and consistent. Okay, don't just, after one time they say, hey, we're already working with somebody. Okay, I get it. Cool. You'll come back. Guess what? You'll come back to say a week, 2 weeks from then, reach out to them, say, hey, do you have anybody? Just give me one person. I just need one person. And what you do is when you get that one person, you go ahead and perform, right? You go above and beyond. And then when that person talks back to, the person who originally referred you, say it could be a social worker of the sorts, they'll be more comfortable with go ahead and sharing more referrals in the future. Okay. So number 3, definitely do in-person marketing, and don't just stop, when they say, hey, we already have somebody. That's fine. Be persistent, be consistent. They can at least give you one person where you can go ahead and pretty much prove yourself. And from there, they'll be more comfortable with sharing you more referrals. Number 4, a little tip I don't hear very often, right? But this is something you can do. Okay, Facebook, very common place for the elderly to kind of hang out. And if you say that the elderly don't use social media, you're wrong. I'd recommend you look into it. About 80 to 90% of seniors, use the internet in America. This is a study from 2022. So, of course, so number 4, join local Facebook groups, okay? There are groups in your local area, right, in your cities where there are seniors active in them. So make sure you find these groups and join them. This is the way you can go ahead and do it. Go on Facebook, search, so you can search for anything like senior, elderly, any of the sorts. Go ahead and click on groups and then put near me and then put by city, okay? So if you go ahead and put by city, for example, I am in Florida. So for example, you'll see some here related to Florida. And here, for example, what you want to be able to determine is 1, how many members they are, and 2, how active are they. So for example, right, there's 8 posts a month. They're pretty active, right? Here, for example, there's 3 posts a day. So these people are pretty active, right? They're pretty active. So what I'd say is join a couple of them, get to know them, obviously engage with the group, kind of showcase yourself. And then after a while, let people know, right? You don't want to mention it in the beginning because you might get kicked or muted or something. Obviously take the time, introduce yourself. And then, I would say probably after a week and a half, then be like, hey, if anybody needs help, listen, I just started my home care agency. Be honest with them. Hey, I just started my home care agency. I was just looking to see if I can help anybody, right? Et cetera, et cetera. And you might land your first client again. And that one client might be the next stepping stone for the next client. So which we're going to get into next. Okay. So up to this point, you've probably already picked up your first couple clients by reaching out to your warm network. Okay. Reaching out to friends and family. Maybe you got a client or 2 from there. Did some type of in-person marketing. Maybe you landed a client from there as well. And then finally, joining local Facebook groups. Okay. Then you maybe got another client from there. So maybe you're maybe anywhere between 3 to 5 clients up to this point. Okay. Once you've gotten your first couple clients, this is where you want to go ahead and then leverage your new clients. Okay. You want to be able to use them in a smart way to go ahead and get your next set of clients. Okay. This is where you would go ahead and ask your clients if they know anybody who also needs home care. So remember, you're not just marketing to, random people or strangers or your friends and family who might know somebody. Your clients might know people just like them, right? Whether they're, in a nursing home, right? They might know other people. Hey, I know Nancy, she also needs kind of care like this, right? And so you want to make sure you kind of follow up with your clients. You know, let's say the first time you ask them, they say they might not know anybody. That might change in, say, 2 months, 3 months, you know, or even a couple weeks, right? They might get to, you know, remember, know somebody. So you want to go ahead and follow up periodically. One, make sure you're providing amazing quality care, right? I think that's something that we got to preface in the beginning. Make sure you're providing great quality care before you go ahead and ask them, right? Just always keep doing that, because of course the care is going to speak more than any type of marketing you do. So just make sure you go ahead and do that. And so little pro tip for you guys: you can distribute like refrigerator magnets or maybe some kind of paper. I would say refrigerator magnets just because they look nicer, you know, a lot more sleek. So you can go ahead and distribute refrigerator magnets and place them in your client's home. Okay, so if you consider, how many times do you open your fridge every day? Yeah, at least open it once, right? At least once. Most people open it more than once. Okay, so you can imagine every time your client goes to open, you know, the fridge, or maybe one of their family members, when they come to visit, they go open the fridge. Right there's literally an advertisement, a billboard right there of your agency, what you guys do, and how they can go ahead and contact you or share a referral, right there. So you're constantly advertising to either your clients or your family's clients, who maybe your family's clients might have a friend or a cousin that they know, hey, look, you know, my aunt is not doing that well. Actually, let me go ahead and reach out to them, right? Because these are the people you're working with. So, you know, little pro tip, I don't hear many people talking about this. Again, it doesn't have to be refrigerator magnets. I recommend it. But the little pro tip for you guys, you know, a little secret sauce I'll give you. So if you notice, okay, all of the steps I've recommended here earlier require your time, right? You guys are putting in the time, going to Facebook groups, in-person marketing, reaching out to people in your warm network to go ahead and get your first couple clients, and then even, you know, constantly market to your clients to go ahead and get more clients, right? This requires your time, okay? Now, if you notice on the roadmap, this is pretty much what we covered here in the time aspect. What should you be doing with your time to go ahead and get to the next level, right? Get to that 10 to 50 clients. Now, what can you do when it comes to money? Okay, what if you wanted to speed this up, right? Speed up the process of getting clients by, you know, using money, right? That is a form of leverage you can use. So there are two ways you can go about this. You can either, one, buy leads, okay, or two, you can market yourself online. Now, let's kind of talk about both options, pros and cons, and that sort of thing. So here you go, right? Marketing yourself. There's you, the agency owner, who gets connected directly to the lead, okay? And pretty much you guys talk about, hey, you know, you need home care. That's great. You know, I can help you provide that, et cetera, et cetera. So just so you know, this is technically more expensive in the short term. Okay, in the short term, you'll be looking at spending more money to go ahead and get connected directly to the lead, right? Because typically when you go ahead and market yourself, these leads tend to be more exclusive. And I'll get into what I mean about that in just a second. Second thing here, you're building your brand, right? Because people start to associate you when they do see, let's say, for example, an ad online. They'll go ahead and see your brand and be like, okay, you know, these people, you know, I recognize them. They seem familiar. So if you do any type of in-person marketing, you know, maybe they see you on, they see you online, and then they see you in person. They're like, oh yeah, I think I saw you online somewhere. Yeah, I recognize you. And then third would be, these tend to be higher quality and convert higher, which I'm going to get into what I mean in just a second. Okay. So here is the aspect of buying leads. Okay. Typically you'll use a middleman. Okay. They're very common, right? Lead vendors where you go ahead and buy leads. These are typically be seniors that are looking for home care, and these middlemen will go ahead and sell you the leads. Okay. So they'll go ahead and get the leads, right? The lead will go to them, and then from there, they'll go ahead and sell it to you, as well as say 5 to 10 other competitors in your local area. Okay. So typically this would be more cheaper in the short term, meaning like, you know, a couple months. Okay. It'll be also less riskier because of course they are advertising. That's their business. Their business is to advertise and bring those clients over to you. Right. And then, but you know, I would say the main con is they tend to convert lower, and there's lower quality just because, you know, sometimes the leads might not be valid. Sometimes the leads might not pick up the phone. And what happens is, you'll notice that, you know, when you do actually get a lead to answer, sometimes the lead might be annoyed from all the other agencies calling them. It can be a big deal, but this is a real aspect of doing that. So my personal recommendation, especially if you're just starting out, okay, you know, make sure you're doing the time aspect. The time aspect is going to build your brand as well as actually get you those first 10 clients, okay? But you can go ahead and get away with buying leads, right? especially in the beginning. So, the main aspect here, if you go ahead and do buy leads, you need to work them. You need to be constantly following up with them, calling them. As soon as they come in, you get the notification, hey, we have a lead for you. Make sure you give them a call as soon as possible, because if not, there's going to be like 5 other agencies giving them a call as soon as they get the notification as well. So it's whoever can get to them first. Okay. So, again, from there, you'll want to go ahead and use the profits that you make when you, let's say, for example, you go ahead and buy these leads, to go ahead and reinvest it back into the business by instead building your own brand, right? Because if you go ahead and do buy leads, the main thing that the leads are going to see they're going to see the lead vendors, right? The actual people who are getting the leads, which is not building your brand. So make sure you go ahead and use the money. If you do buy leads, make it a short-term thing, right? And reinvest that money back into the business. Okay. But that's pretty much it, guys. Okay. Last thing I want to go ahead and share with you is a free bonus gift, right? This is the referral playbook. This is pretty much where, we kind of show you how to go ahead and build a word of mouth referral system to go ahead and get more clients profitably, right? We have templates, checklists, scripts, and honestly, a lot more. It's like a pretty in-depth guide. You can go ahead and scan the QR code here if you like to. Or I'll go ahead and leave a link down below where you can go ahead and find the referral playbook for yourself. Guys, if you went ahead and found this useful, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. You can check out my other videos on my YouTube channel with other guides and really deep explanations on how to go ahead and grow your agency. You can also check me out on Instagram. Okay, follow me. Right, go ahead and shoot me a DM if you have any questions. And then of course, you can go ahead and check out our website where you can go ahead and speak to us directly if you do need help with building any of these systems. So go ahead and get leads, convert those leads into assessments, and then get more referrals from your clients. All right. It was awesome going ahead and speaking to you guys about this. I'll go ahead and see you guys on the next one.